Welcome back. Today, let us see how we can assign an IP address for Windows 11 computer. An IP address is a 32-bit octet which you will be assigning to a particular device. Let us take, for example, you will be assigning IP address for your computer, for your printers, or for your network devices, or Wi-Fi routers. An IP address also contains something called as subnet mask, which basically divides the IP into multiple segments. If the communication between two devices is based on TCP/IP protocol, then definitely you have to use IP addressing scheme. There are different types of IP addresses which you will be using. There is something called as a dynamic IP address, which the PC gets the IP address by itself. Let us see what is the dynamic address. If I open the command prompt, and enter the command ipconfig/all. Once you use this command ipconfig/all, it will list all the IP addresses which are assigned to your network interface. This will list what is the name of the computer, and also it will list what is the DNS suffix which has been assigned for this computer. If this computer has been assigned with a DHCP enabled IP address, it will tell you yes. And what is the IP address? This is the IP address, and the subnet mask is this one. And also, during the lease of the DHCP, it gets a lease period, which is given here. There is a lease obtained period and also lease expire period for every IP address which is assigned by the DHCP server or from the DHCP router. From this command, we know that there is a DHCP server which is assigning the IP address for this computer. The IP address is 192.168.126.146. This is a dynamic IP address. So what is a static IP address? Static IP address is an IP address which manually we need to assign to a computer or a network devices. What is the use case of static IP address? Whenever you see there is a server or a printer or any type of networking devices, you have a static IP address assigned to it. And then next comes public IP address. What is a public IP address? Public IP address is an IP address which is routable via the public network. What is a private IP address? Private IP address is an IP address which you will be assigning to your private network. This private IP address is not routable in the public space. Public space is basically an internet. Private is internal to your network, which is intranet. In order to communicate from private to public, we need to have something called as network address translation. Can we change the IP address from dynamic to static? Yes, we can change the IP address from dynamic to static. Under certain circumstances, you should not change the IP address which is assigned to your PC or laptop. Under what circumstances you should not change is when your PC or your laptop is connected to your company's network. You should not change the IP address. You need to talk to your network administrator. And if you are using your home PC or laptop, and this laptop is connected to a Wi-Fi router, and it is getting an IP address from the Wi-Fi router itself, you should not change the IP address. It will disconnect your internet connection. So be careful when you are changing the IP address of your computer. So let us change the IP address from dynamic to static. I have seen the IP address which is assigned to this PC is 192.168.126.146, and the subnet mask is default subnet mask, and also there is a default gateway. So let me change the IP address. Go to settings and click network and internet. Under Ethernet, select Ethernet. You will see there's a public network and there's a private network. Since this PC is connected to internet and it is also getting a dynamic IP from the Wi-Fi router, it is automatically configured as public network. Let me change the IP address from automatic to manual. Click on edit. I'll select manual and I wanted to assign IP4 IP address. (192.168.128.148). So I'll be assigning an IP address within the range so that I can have the internet connection 192.168 and 126.146.126.1. I'll use 150. I'll use 151. Subnet mask will be default subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Because this is a class C IP address, I am using the default subnet mask. There are three types of classes for IP address: class A, class B, and class C, which has its own default subnet mask. And I will also use the default gateway 192.168.126.2, 192.168.126.2. I'll save this IP address. Yes. DNS for, I don't want DNS. I'll copy, preferred DNS, save. It has taken the IP address which we have set. Let us see what is the IP address of this PC. Yes, it has changed the IP address from 146 to 151. Let me try and access internet and see if I am able to access. Yeah, because I am using this IP address, which is also within the same range which the DHCP server is providing, that is where I am able to access the internet. If at all you have an internal network and it is isolated, you will not be able to connect to the internet. So this is how you can change the IP address in Windows 11. Thank you for watching. Please like and share the video. Thank you.